Hi everybody, Dana Litwin here again, and welcome back to Tuesday Tips for Leaders of Volunteers. Yesterday here in the USA was Martin Luther King Day. It's a long holiday weekend. It's a national day of service for a lot of volunteer activities for nonprofits and government agencies and corporations sending employees out to volunteer. And this is a little bit of a tips video that continues what I did in September around 9/11 Day of Service, but this has a more internal evaluation ideas, and my September video was more about converting episodic volunteers to regular recurring ones, so check that out as well. But today talking about a plus delta debrief, really for any large volunteer activity or event. It doesn't have to be specific to Martin Luther King Day, but wherever you are in the world, this is a great thing to have in practice after any large volunteer event or activity. A few basics about plus delta. Plus means good things that happened. Delta is things that can be improved upon. And I'll put some links to some models and outlines that you can plug and play as templates into your organization pretty easily. And a few basic things that are good to have in a plus delta. A few questions include, ideally they're specific to the goals and objectives of the event, like a little checklist, but did the event or activity accomplish its goals and objectives? Who benefited the most or at all? Was it the community? Was it the organization? Was it the volunteers? Was it nobody and everything fell apart? Was it everybody and everything went great? And was there any impact of the event on organizational culture or practice? And that's part of what you can use a plus delta debrief or evaluation to do, is how can we improve the process of the event for all participants going forward? If anything does need to be improved upon, let's learn from these mistakes. It's also important when you're doing a plus delta for any volunteer activity or large event to stay away from a blame or shame spiral or a blame and shame game. Really look at things factually and with emotional neutrality and like, okay, well, this didn't go how we wanted it to, but here's how we can do it better next time, and here's how we can support success better next time. Specific to that kind of internal survey or surveying participants, you can send it out as an email survey. You can do it formally that way and kind of get the data anonymously, or you can do it through also conversations and anecdotes, but really kind of asking for feedback after these events is a great practice internally for all participants, for all departments that participated, and especially for any new volunteers. What was the impact, if any, on the organizational culture, for better or for worse? And this can be kind of hard to judge, but from those surveys you might get an idea. Did someone learn something new that they didn't know before? Did someone have a particularly good or particularly bad personal or interpersonal experience? And did you generate any new positive community contacts or do any relationship building? And that helps not just volunteer recruitment and engagement, but donor engagement, supporters of any kind, voters, advocates. So how did it sum up in a community engagement evaluation? Specific to Martin Luther King Day here in the States, I want to have you check amongst yourselves, especially if your skin tone is close to mine, that is your org going through the motions and paying just lip service and kind of going through, everyone else does MLK Day, so we're doing it too? Or are you really taking the full lessons and dreams of Dr. King to heart in practice? Social justice, civil rights, racial and gender equality, nonviolence, anti-war, anti-militarism, and pro-labor, pro-workers, and anti-capitalism. So there's a lot of complexity to Dr. King's teachings, and very, very often, far too often, I've seen organizations just kind of cherry pick quotes that kind of are just trending on social media or just to go with a wave of promotion, and they're not really walking the walk or talking the talk of those practices of equity and accessibility in their organization. So here's a question that I want to invite you to ponder, and it's okay if it makes you a little uncomfortable, but would you or your organization be supporting Dr. King's ideas in 1964 in as much as or in the same way as you're supporting them in 2024? So I leave you with that question, and I'm also going to recommend and link to, in the video description, fantastic essay on this topic, I think the best in our sector that's been written that I've seen, by Brianna Dorellis, and I also have a Priceless Advice and Tuesday Tips videos with her from a little while ago that I hope you watch as well. So read Brianna's fantastic essay, I'll link it below. Check amongst yourselves for the plus delta and the good and the needs to improve for all of your big group or drop-in or episodic or major volunteer events and activities. And I hope you enjoy these Tuesday tips. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Join the Cool Kids Club and share this video far and wide with all of your colleagues or friends that you think would benefit from this information as a leader of volunteers or nonprofit strategy in general. So I hope you have a great rest of the week. I hope if you did get the long weekend here in the States that you enjoyed it. And for you decompressing as a leader of volunteers after big events yesterday, give yourself a pat on the back, take a nap if you can, remember to hydrate and have some good snacks around. And I hope that you can decompress as you debrief from the major events of volunteer MLK activities yesterday. Take care, and we'll see you next time with more Tuesday Tips.